Yo, what it do, what it do. I know there's probably nobody in here. I promised I'd be live every day this week. And I know it's hella late. And if you're on the East Coast, I probably didn't make it because it's 30 minutes till midnight where I'm at. So I apologize, but I'm keeping my word. I am live. Probably not for long. We're going to break down some shit that's been going on with King Spytek. We're going to break down a little bit of Dante Thornton, what he means to this Raiders team, a little bit about his background, all that and more. Of course, on Raiders Unleashed. No, I'm not going to go into a video. But what's good if anybody's in here? I don't know why my chat is not showing up. But yeah, man, let's jump into this. So, the Raiders, we know the franchise been struggling for the last 20 years. Not only team-wise, personnel-wise, but upper management-wise. There's been people that have been in this organization far too long that have not been helping this ship stay afloat, if you know what I mean. Make sure my mic's on, everybody can hear me, see me. Let me know if you can hear me, see me, if anybody's in the chat. But yeah, it's been kind of rough. So the Raiders and Mr. Spytek have reached out and stole another gem when it comes to drafting, when it comes to personnel, when it comes to character and talent of these young men coming into the NFL. Anthony Patch, right? Let's just get into it. He is, or was, sorry, my phone's over there, so I'm trying to read. He was the big dog when it comes to drafting. He was the right-hand man over there in Philadelphia, a team that just came off winning a Super Bowl. He's been around 20-something plus years. He was there when Spytek, was on the scout team over there in Philadelphia. So, man, Spytek pulling all the strings, right? Poaching guys from Super Bowl winning teams that draft very, very well, right? They got my guy, Jahad Campbell, 31st in the draft, right? Moved up one spot. I don't know how the dude fell that far, but just another, I guess my chat is working. LVR, what's good? Just another killer steal for this Las Vegas Raiders team, man. And I know he's not going to help out much this year, but he will help out when guys come up in free agency. Guys start getting cut after camp here very, very soon. Some veterans, some young guys, some UDFAs maybe that didn't come to the Raiders that we might want to take a look at. He's going to help in that process, and he's going to help for many, many years to come. So, the Raiders are making big, big moves. And if you weren't with me yesterday, I talked about it. In 50 years of watching this team, counting little kid, all that shit, I've never been more shocked with the surprise moves, right? Hold on, let me see if I can pull this up on my phone. The surprise sneaky moves, right? I mean, we've gone out and got guys under the radar like Eldon Smith, a run stopping guy. If you've seen any highlights, go watch some of the Raiders shorts they're putting out. Dude's a baller, man. I don't care what you want to say about his age, but they're bringing in guys that are, murderers. Shout out to everybody in the building. From what I can see, Hawaiian Candy, Jason Childers, what's good? Let me pull this up. Bear with me. Usually ain't on this late, man, but oh, there we go. All right. Yeah, shout out to my peeps. So, like I said, got to be a man of my word. I didn't mean to come on this late, but it's been storming out, raining. It doesn't rain in the desert very much, so when it is, the Wi-Fi is shit. So, apologize if my shit's sketchy. If it is, let me know in the chat. And I won't waste your time and stay on here too long if it is sketchy, but I forgot my pin. Damn, that sucks ass. Um, but yeah, man, the the sneaky guys we brought in, the personnel moves that they've made, the coaching staff moves that they've made. I'm impressed, bro. I'm not very easily impressed when it comes to the Raiders because just like most of y'all, many years of just bad drafting, signings, free agency, letting players go that we shouldn't go, trading guys that we shouldn't trade. The list goes on and on of just horrible bad decisions that this organization has put us through for many moons. And for one, me, I'm fucking tired of it, bro. Tired of it, right? Tired of the garbage, tired of the drama, tired of always being the laughingstock of the NFL. But I have more faith than ever that shit is turned around, bro. Spytek, um, Pete Carroll, these guys ain't fucking around. These guys are coming for your throat. So if you're playing this team this year, you better be 100% prepared for anything. I'm telling you, we have weapons galore. We'll break down again, like I said. Dante Thornton, bro, is just a sneaky move. Unleashing Addiction was good. Appreciate you popping in. Right, just one of those moves that I said it before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. Al Davis would have been, smiling from ear to ear, jumping up and down with this draft pick. To get him where we got him has the potential. I'm not gonna say it is, right? Because has the potential to be very special. The man put up 600 yards on, I don't know what the amount of catches is, 50 something catches. But he led all of college football with 25 yards a catch. So we'll get into a little bit of talk, limited route tree. How limited is Dante Thornton's route tree? Well, from what I've seen, he didn't have to run a whole lot of routes in Tennessee. It was basically slant routes, some out routes, and a whole bunch of go routes. And when you're running 4.3 flat and you're 6'5" and your wingspan is through the roof, bro, you don't really have to have that route tree, right? That first step is nasty, and I'm gonna show a little bit of a video on here, if I can find it while I'm talking. But yeah, it's shit. Hold it. The dude's agility, his upside is absolutely through the roof. Is this the video or is this no? That's not the video. Fuck my life. I should have been more prepared. We might not get the video, but the dude's upside is absolutely through the roof. And if you go back and watch him at Oregon, I don't have any video of that. Again, you see it's late as hell. Maybe I'll get a new crowd pulling up this late, but if you go back and watch some of the highlights, some of the tape at Oregon, he had some different coaches, bounced around, but they used them different, right? They used them a lot different. I think he had more of a route tree than just slants and go routes. But either way, if this dude has you backpedaling, it doesn't matter if he goes, left, right, a fake step left or right, and then is gone. There's not many in the NFL that's going to be able to keep up with this guy at 4.3 speed. I mean, I should have done my homework more. I had a list but of guys that can actually keep up with this guy. Now, unless you're running a 4.2 or a 4.1, if he's got a half a step on you, you're not catching the dude, right? So that's going to be huge for this team. It's been a long time. You can go back to Randy Moss days since we've had somebody, man, that can that could just go wild with it, right? Stretch the field. Um, D Menace, what's good? It's been a minute, my guy. Piano Man, what's good? Appreciate you popping in. uh, so, yeah, man, it's been a minute since we've had that guy with that size, that speed, that agility, the arm length, the hands, um, the ability to come down with the catch, and I think he's gonna bring a dynamic, uncoverable receiver and style to this offense. Like Chip Kelly, with the weapons he has right now, and I don't even know who's going to make the roster, but whoever it is, I mean, we can pretty much, guess, right? The only one I'm questioning is Trey Tucker, but we got in a little bit to that yesterday. Tomorrow for sure, it'll be earlier. I will have roster breakdowns. We will go over who's going to stay, who we think is going to go. I'll have a little bit more in depth to that, but, the receivers that we have, there's like, 9, 10, I guess 11 or something, 12 if you count UDFAs. I don't think it's much competition for the top 5 guys. I think we can pretty much know who the top 5 guys are. The rest are probably practice squads. So then there's the fact that maybe none of these guys fit. Maybe they decide to go with a player that gets cut after June 1st, or some guys that get released during camp. So I believe this dude is going to have way more of an impact, as a 4th-round pick than a lot of people are assuming, in my opinion. So let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about the Raiders. Raider Nation 510. What's good? What's good? Let me know what y'all think about the Raiders poaching. In my opinion, gotta be one of the top head guys when it comes to drafting. I mean, there's a reason he's been with Philadelphia for 20, I think it was 24 years, they said. So I went and read a couple things, Philadelphia paper. It's a huge loss for them, right? Everybody's talking about what a huge loss it is for them to lose a guy of this caliber. His talent, his ability to just always find the right players without moving up, without going crazy and giving up a lot of draft capital, right? Just always having the right guys fall to them on their board. And I think this is going to be huge for this team. Let's see what we got in the chat. I love Thornton. Pick was talking on him before anyone. Dude is a dog. He is an absolute dog. And, we've talked about him a bunch on this channel. When people ask me who my sleepers was, it was him. It was Kendall. I think the guy the Chiefs got, as a matter of fact. The hell's his name? Anyways, but yeah, man, Rick, my guy, was good. Appreciate you dropping in. But yeah, the man is a stud, dude. And with the receivers we have, Trey Tucker, I want him to do well. Right? He's got the 4.4 speed. It's not as fast as Dante. He doesn't have the height to stretch the field. I don't think we need him as a slot receiver. I really just do not see a spot for Trey Tucker on this offense, and I hate to say it. Now, I've heard people say maybe we put him on special teams. I don't know what he's like on special teams. Never seen him, run the ball, kickoff return, or punt return. So it could work, right? He has the speed. Does he have the wiggle? I don't know. It seems to me when it comes to catching the ball in traffic, and this is not a knock, this is just what I see. When it comes to catching the ball in traffic, there's a lot of diving, there's a lot of doesn't want to get hit. And I can, he's not the biggest dude, right? He's not one of the biggest big receivers in the NFL. So I could see that, right? I could see you not want to get lit up and, have a Hunter Renfro type career, right? So I just don't know if he's going to fit this offense, this system. I know Chip Kelly can use him in a whole bunch of different ways. You can use him on reverses, on end arounds, shit like that. But where's he going to fit in? Let me know in the comments. Let me know where you guys think, Tucker's going to fit in, if he fits in. Like, in my opinion, he's going to have to ball the hell out in camp, because in last camp, we've seen him drop balls. We've seen him, that same mentality of having to dive for passes when they're not balls you have to dive for, right? You could literally just took one or two more steps and the ball would have been in his hands. But we see him just constantly not being able to track the ball in the air. And I don't know if that's going to slide in this regime, right? I don't know if the drops, how many chances you're going to get. I don't know. So let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Before I get too far on this shit, Chargers guy in the chat again. Y'all just be nice, have fun. It's all good. Gatson tight end, top dog. What? Now you going crazy. Hoping Colin Johnson makes the roster too. We'd be playing basketball out there. Hell yeah. I hope, which I think, bro, the best players are gonna make this roster. This is not the Raiders of old. This is not the bad decisions, the bad draft picks, the keeping guys that don't fit in. And I know I said we'll break down the roster tomorrow, but with Ja Joyner being a UDFA, given this opportunity, is another guy with that old school background. I mean, not old school, but that got it out of the mud, hard ass mentality background. That has something to prove, right? The kid, in my opinion, I talked about it yesterday. Joyner should have been drafted. This dude is an athletic freak. His size, his speed, the power of attack, with that first swing, that power swim move to get by, is fucking nasty, bro. This kid is a freak. And the only competition he has is Max Crosby, which ain't going nowhere. Malcolm Kuntz, which if he plays like he did before he got hurt, isn't going anywhere. And then you got Charles Snowden and Tyree Wilson. Somebody might not have a job. If we keep 9, 10 defensive linemen like we did last year, I could see, 6 or 7 of those being interior guys, and us only having 3 or 4 defensive ends. 4 maybe. Tyree might be the switcheroo guy, outside, inside. But there's some guys that a lot of people have, in Raider Nation have come to love, that weren't drafted by this regime. And don't be surprised if they go another direction. Even guys drafted 7th overall in the NFL draft. I'm just saying. I think these guys are going to have to show out a lot more than other guys. Tyree Wilson's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. These UDFAs are coming in, man. They're looking for a spot. They're looking for a roster spot. And they want to make noise, right? They know how to do it. Show out quickly and as fast as possible, because we all know Tyree Wilson has been a waiting period. He was hurt. We give him that. The whole injury shit. We get it. But this year, bro, it's got to happen in camp. It's got to happen in preseason. You got to show that you can dominate and be that dude. If not, There's somebody right behind you coming for that spot. Unleashing Addiction. Appreciate the $1.99 finger. Oh, that finger. My bad. Apparently Tucker is balling out in camp, and his and Thornton's speed is the same. I don't know. I think Thornton's faster, but I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with you. If it is, that's fine. And we heard the same thing. I'm not, again, not questioning anything you say, not arguing. But we did hear the same thing last year and the year before about Trey Tucker, right? This is a breakout year for Trey Tucker. Everybody on the team was asked last year, who was your guy this year? Who do you think's going to have a breakout year? From Nate Hobbs, from Jack Jones, from Max Crosby, AP the coach, everybody you asked, right, said it was Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker's going to have that year. Well, I don't know if it was offensive line, quarterback play, the whole offense all together. He didn't have that breakout year. Now, he didn't have a bad year. He had 50 receptions, almost 500 yards. That's not bad. But for your speedster, your ex-receiver, the guy that's supposed to stretch the field, to keep defenses honest, that's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. And he could easily be the fourth guy. Robert Penna, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you dropping in. He could easily be the fourth guy, fifth guy. I mean, I don't see him being cut. I'm not saying he's going to be cut. I'm just saying he's going to drop down the totem pole. Now, if they can trade him, that could be a possibility also. If somebody wants him, and I don't know why you wouldn't want a fast guy that can catch. Is this regime in Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, willing to give him the chance, or is there somebody in there in camp that's gonna outshine him and impress the coaching staff more? Because that is always the option. There's always somebody hungrier, faster, stronger that wants it more. I mean, it's the NFL that stands for not for long, right? So there's always that chance that somebody's gonna come in and want that shit more than my guy Trey Tucker. And believe me, I don't want him going nowhere. The kid needs an opportunity. He's been on the team. He just hasn't got, the receptions he needs to. And in my opinion, when it comes to big time moments, he hasn't, performed. But again, he wasn't a first round draft pick. It's not like, first, second round. He wasn't no crazy pick. But I think we keep 6 receivers. Mayers, Tucker, Beck, Thornton as the top 4, unless we sign someone else like Amari Cooper, Keenan Allen, or Nelson Aguilar, which I could see happening maybe. I could agree with that. I'm not in the arguing mood today. No, I'm just fucking with you. 6 receivers. I could see 6 receivers. But I could also see, only going with 5 because of Brock Bowers. Also the fact that you got, if Dylan Labe makes the team, you got another receiver that you can move around. Damn, we'd be nasty in spread offense, bro. It would be crazy in spread offense. Could you imagine just running spread offense all day with Brock Bowers, Thornton, Jack Beck, Michael Mayer, and Jacoby Meyer? 2 tight ends, 3 receivers. That shit would be wild, bro. This team is gonna be crazy good. But as far as signing another receiver, unless they feel like they need a vet in the locker room, because damn, let's be honest, it's a very, very young receiving core. So unless they feel like they need another vet, I don't know if we're going crazy on signings, right? I think we filled the holes that we needed to fill, at least in my opinion, that we needed to fill in the draft and in the offseason. And I wouldn't be surprised if they, unless they just have a lot of guys that do not impress in camp, and they need to fill out that 53-man roster and the 18, practice squad guys, and they don't have enough out of the 91 they bring in, it doesn't make the cut, then I can see, but I really feel like they're going to give these young kids a chance. We're going young for a reason. We're already, the third or fourth youngest team in the NFL right now. And then after the draft and free agency, like, I think we just got younger, really. So, but yeah, 6 receivers makes all the sense in the world. Apparently, I read that. Tucker will probably be rotational. I see Myers, Thornton, and Beck as the top 3 receivers, not including Bowers at tight end. I can see that also. But again, we got to remember, this is Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, and they're going to run the shit out of the football. So a whole bunch of 3 sets, 3 receivers, 3 wide, spread offense, I don't see a whole lot of. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen because it is Chip Kelly. He's going to mix it up depending on what teams we play. Again, they know this shit better than I do, but I know how, from what I watched on film and what I know about these dudes, how they scheme against the teams they're facing. And man, when it comes to our staff, we have a pretty damn good staff when it comes to scheming for other teams. Like Chip Kelly, even when he was a head coach in the NFL, now he has way less, obligation. Now it's just offensive coordinating. You don't have to be the head coach and be involved in all that shit. All you got to do is worry about the defense on the other side, which I think is going to be huge for this dude. Like, nobody's seen Chip Kelly in the NFL as just an offensive coordinator, right? So we don't know what this man's going to do when he don't have all that weight on his shoulders. But hopefully it's a lot. I wish Cooper would come back. Didn't Amari Cooper leave on bad terms? Like, I know it's a new regime, but it's still Mark Davis. For some reason, I just feel like he didn't leave on the greatest. I think he wanted out, right? Didn't he want out? He didn't want to be here. He was like, trade me, like Devontae. I could be wrong. But I know I was huge Amari Cooper fan. Like, when they drafted him, I've never been, big on those Alabama dudes, but I thought Coop was gonna be the shit. It just never worked out like every other draft pick we seem to get. John Joyner's player comp is Justin Houston. Bro, I'll take that shit all day. I'll take that all day. Wilson will stay. Snowden is likely odd man out. I mean, Snowden is obviously the odd man out. He's definitely, he's got the court case coming up, I guess, in a couple months. He's got that shit to deal with. So, the whole drinking and driving shit. But they did re-sign the dude. So, and he did, he did produce for us. It wasn't great numbers. It wasn't, off the charts. But he did have flashes. He did have moments out there. So that's going to be a competition too. But I don't, 7th overall pick, they might just be, if he doesn't show out in camp in preseason, they might just be fed up with Tyree Wilson and be like, fuck it, this dude, we can't wait no more. There comes a time, especially when you're not not the regime that drafted that guy, where you're like, all right, we know this, this wasn't the greatest draft pick. We're going to give it time, but if it doesn't pan out, bro, you got to go. Like, you got to go. And if anybody's going to be like that, to me, it's Pete Carroll. Like, he doesn't care where you were drafted. If you're not fitting his scheme, or you're not, in one of the packages dominating out there, you're not going to be in one of those packages very long. People may not like Wilson. He hasn't, he wasn't what he was supposed to be in first year, but I like Tyree Wilson. I really do. I've done breakdowns between him and Jalen Carter. And Jalen Carter has 300 more snaps in the last 2 years than Tyree Wilson, but their numbers are very, very close to the same. So I'm not saying Tyree Wilson is a bust. I'm just saying in this system, you know, we went and got Pegas. Keep butchering his fucking name. I don't know how to say it. And y'all can't help me because I know how to read it. I just can't say it. But we went and got JJ. Uh, we went and got Tonka Hemingway. These are big dudes that are going to get in the field. You have Adam Butler. You have Christian Wilkins. You have, Jonah Lalu, who, a hometown boy for Vegas. I think impressed the shit out of me. I've talked about him, fucking like I'm in love with the dude. I'm always talking about Jonah Lalu on this show. I think that kid has something special. Just the way he played as a rookie out there, thrown into the fire. Shouldn't have got the reps that he did, but when he did, he made the best of them. So, that's 5-6 guys right there. And like I said, if Ja Jr. comes in there, I mean, they could more than likely they're gonna keep 4 ends. You don't know what's up with Malcolm Kuntz. You got to have at least 4 guys in that rotation, but Max isn't coming off the field, so you can probably get away with 3, right? You just need one guy out there that can play both sides. I think you get away with 3 D line. But yeah, I'm just saying Tyree Wilson though, man. This is it's all out or bust this year, in my opinion. Like you got to do your shit. Rebel without a cause, my guy Robert Pena. You didn't get the notification. The fuck, man. Unsubscribe and resubscribe. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Nobody gets my notifications. But it was kind of 5 minute before the live post. so I apologize, but I try to get this shit a little faster, man. I got to give y'all more time to come in. But I appreciate the 12 rocking with me that showed up late. It means the world to me. They both ran a 4.2. Tucker had 4.0 at the combine, but his pro day ran a 4.2. I don't know. When I looked it up, I thought it said a 4.4 on Tucker. I could be wrong. And Thornton ran a 4.3 flat, 4.30 at the combine. But I know they're close. And again, I could be wrong. Y'all hit those like buttons. Keep in mind we had that shit quarterback play from OC Design. We did have kind of bad quarterback play. I mean, one guy did all right. Like I say, hey Rebel, I'm gonna live. Send some people over if I can. I'll leave my phone on, playing in the background. Have a good live. Appreciate you. I need to get this on the other side. Do I have enough battery yet? Hold up. Cause this is annoying the shit out of me. Probably look like a fucking crackhead over here doing this. Fucking bobblehead. So let me pick this up. Oh yeah, that's much better. Now I'm at least looking in the same direction. Alright. Hold up. Bam! Much better. Alright, so been working and chilling, waiting for the season to start, my brother. D Menace in the house. Good to see you're doing well, my brother. Appreciate you popping in when you can. It's good to always have you in for sure. And you gotta make that bread. Facts. He had 5 sacks, 20 run stops, 30 pressures as a rotational piece. What he's supposed to do? Wait. What was he supposed to do in his rookie year? Who are we talking about? Did I miss something? 20 run stops. You talking about Tyree? Bro, Tyree was a dog. I just don't think he's an edge. I don't think he's an edge guy. I think he's better as defensive tackle, in my opinion. And his best attributes, like, his best attribute is his size and his arm length. The dude is a run stopping monster, bro. Just absolutely crazy. Um, the Yuppie Raiders. What are you posting? um, doing awesome. Gonna have another grandchild. Makes it 16. I can't believe it. God is good. Holy Jesus, bro. You got 16 grandbabies? Whoo wee. I don't know how you do it, bro. I got one, and I don't know if I can handle another one because I can't get enough of the one, bro. That kid is absolutely hilarious. Like I would feel bad, I think, if I had another one, because he takes up every second I have when he's around. It's G pop, G pop, G pop nonstop. But damn, man, shout out to you and the 16 grandbabies. God is good for sure. Growing the Raider Nation family strong, my guy Robert Pena. Um, D Menace and the Raider Nation family, come back and check out my brother. Would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Y'all go pop in and check out that link. Geno Smith is probably one of the better quarterbacks he's coached in the NFL. Man, I hope Geno could Raiders, I'm confused. Raiders love bad boys. Piano Man, what are you talking about? Um Sub Robert, for sure, for sure. Head up. Can I do that now? Boom, I sub too. Sweet. Alright, I got you. Alright, I got you. But now I lost my spot. Fuck. Shit. Killer, what's good? What's good? Appreciate you dropping in. Um, Wilson is still on a rookie deal. Produced the same level. Multi-year vets in his second year coming off. Footballs was, yeah. I know the injury, and I know he's had. I'm not saying he's been bad for the reps he's got. Like I did a whole show about it. We talked about it for like an hour and 30 minutes. I compared him to, three of the top drafts drafted above him. One that year, one the year before. Tyree Wilson has held his own, and based on the snaps, you're right, 100% right. Like he's produced, you know, maybe not seventh overall type numbers. Definitely not seventh overall type numbers. But the man's put up decent numbers for the time he's had on the field. Now, of course, Raider Nation all wants him to have big plays and pop and shit, but um, sometimes fans have unrealistic expectations. He's only coming into his third year. He has the same overall production as Kuntz, who is coming into his fourth year. Um, I don't know about the same. It's pretty close. It's pretty close. Kuntz had 8 tackles or 8 sacks, 2 fumbles, um, 3 fumbles, I do believe. Tyree even don't have none of that shit. He's got 6.5 sacks or 5.5 sacks, I do believe. I think of numbers. And his highest grade is in the run grade. So it's not Malcolm Kuntz numbers, but he's put up pretty good numbers for, having to play on a hurt foot when he shouldn't have been in there. Last year we expected more off of, he had a full solid year. Max was hurt, Malcolm Kuntz was hurt, and instead of him being on the field, he was getting beat out by Snowden. He was getting beat out by K. Levon Chasen. Like these dudes, they had to go get these dudes and put them in because Tyree Wilson just wasn't cutting it. So I'm not hating on Tyree, and I'm not, expecting too much out of the dude. I'm just saying if If he doesn't ball out this year or in camp, bro, he's gonna fall back on the totem pole. And if you fall to 5th or 6th, even 7th on the depth chart on this team, you're not gonna be around next year, bro. You might not even be around the whole year because he's not a guy that when he comes in, has outstanding production when he gets on the field. It's, takes time to build up. Last year was the most production he had, and it just wasn't enough, in my opinion. It wasn't enough. Maybe this regime will think otherwise. Um, I hope Gino does well. He could also be another Captain Shih Tzu. God, let's not put that out there. Let's not put that out there. Tyreek McAllister and Trey Tucker. I thought we got rid of Tyreek last year, but I guess they brought him back. So, does this light help at all? A little bit, maybe. I thought they got rid of him. I thought he was off the roster, but they brought him back. They tried to put him at running back. I don't know why they tried to put Tyreek McAllister at running back. I know he was, former running back. The guy just doesn't have the size. But I liked him on special teams. I thought he had a couple run backs, that were decent. With his speed, though, and his wiggle, and the way he sees the field, I think special teams is his spot. So there's not a lot of competition that I know of. Maybe LVR can drop his expertise in there because I know he always stays up to date on that shit. But I don't know who we have battling for a roster spot when it comes to kick returning, punt returning. I know all the guys that were back there last year are gone except for Alec Bachman. I think Alec Bachman's still on the roster. So other than that, I don't know why I have these glasses on. These glasses suck ass and my head hurts. Oh, those are much better. Good lord. So yeah, other than Alec Bachman, man, I don't know. Tyree Wilson is needed in our base defense. He tires out of defense. Malcolm Coon struggles in the run defense and should be brought in on obvious passing downs. I agree 100%. We do need that guy to come in on the run. But I seen Malcolm, show upside and get better, right, when it comes to the run defense, in my opinion. And we can't be, we can't be that team when we take Malcolm Kuntz out. The offense knows what's going on. They're like, oh shit, Malcolm Kuntz is not on the field. Like they're blitzing, or he's on the field. They're blitzing. Like we can't be that telltale team, in my opinion. And yeah, go check out LVR shit. Y'all go follow him too, my guy. I'm talking overall Tyree 2 years versus Malcolm Kuntz 3 years. Wilson had 33 games, 2 tackles for a loss, 8 sacks, 56 tackles, 8 tackles for a loss, and 18 quarterback hits. Kuntz in 39 games had 10 sacks, 55 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, 19 hits. Their numbers are similar. Kuntz has been in the league a year longer. I get that. But I do know Malcolm Kuntz had like 3 strip sacks the year before he got hurt, and just murdered Patrick Mahomes in both games they played that year against Kansas City. And I think he was held back by the other regime. Same thing, as Tyree. I think, his rookie year. But these dudes are. It's gonna be a battle. When it comes to the edge, though, Tyree Wilson is nowhere close to Malcolm Kuntz. Malcolm Kuntz has way more speed. He has way more bend. He's way faster with his arm strikes. Like, he has way more moves to get to the quarterback, in my opinion. So, again, I like Tyree Wilson. I just think he's better off inside, and if that's the case, and he is inside, he's got more of a challenge, right? Because there's 6 or 7 guys. So I just hope he doesn't fall to sixth, fifth, sixth, seventh in the rotation, because that means the dude is not going to be around very long. But I hope he breaks out. I really do. I hope he has a breakout year to shut up all the haters and the naysayers that say we could have had we could have had Jalen Carter, we could have had this. Um, we all know it was a risky pick, and hopefully he pans out. Right? There's not too many years left where on that contract year where you you better get your money. You better get it quick. There are so many storylines going on in the season. Pete teaching at USC where the Super Bowl is being held. It's our turn to play in the Super Bowl at the Winers Stadium, but we will. Why can't I see the rest of it? But we will win it. There's a lot of storylines going on. I'm not trying to bite into the storylines. I know Pete Carroll is a master motivator, a great philosopher. Um, from the little clips and shit that I've seen of him talking in his class, this dude just teaches life. Breathes life into young people. Gets the best out of people, whether it's on the field, off the field, in a classroom. Pete Carroll is just that dude, man. He's a special breed of you know just being a teacher, just getting what his point across without having to be an asshole, being a dickhead like a lot of people. Um, he's just one of those dudes that you can't help but fall in love with as soon as you meet, and we can see that because Max Crosby was talking about dipping. There was all the talks about maybe he didn't want to be here. He didn't know if he wanted to be here. As soon as they hired Pete Carroll, and he got to talk to Pete Carroll, that dude wasn't going anywhere, right? So when you have that effect on somebody, man, I wouldn't put it past the storylines, right? It would be the best storyline in the NFL. It would be a movie, all around. Tom Brady, the GOAT of the NFL, 6 rings, 7 rings, whatever he has, comes to the Raiders as minority owner. His first year, they go to the Super Bowl. They win the Super Bowl with Spytek, Pete Carroll, Geno Smith. Yeah, it would be a great movie and a great all time story, and I'd be here for it, 1,000%, bro, 1,000%, like all day. I'd be rocking with that. I don't know what this camera is showing, but let me get out of this bitch. Sorry, I got no pen. Um, you can't compare Wilson and Kuntz like they're the same type of player. Wilson is a power rusher to Foster Buckner type. Kuntz is more of a speed rusher, like a Mac prototype. Yeah, I mean I get it. I get it. I don't know why we're having this conversation really. As for kick returner, punt returner, I think Lobby McAllister, um, Porter the new cornerback, Tucker or Thornton. Like I said yesterday, bro, remember that name in Porter. I really, really, really hope this kid makes this flipping roster, man. Not only can he be the Amik Roberts that we lost, that we shouldn't have lost, that we needed on this roster, that we need, that type of guy that has that mentality. If he gets beat, he's gonna make a big play next. Has the speed to recover. You know, he's raw. He definitely needs work. But when it comes to running kickoff returns and punt returns, this dude is lightning in a bottle, bro. A guy that I just don't see not making this roster. And there was a article I was gonna pull up But man, it's just late. I'm not in the mid pulling up all this shit. Y'all can rock with it. Um, but there was an article that came out that I was reading that said, oh, every UDFA, predicting every UDFA to make the roster, and Ja Joyner, of course, for us, was the UDFA predicted to make the roster. But man, this Porter kid, bro, I'm telling you. Oh, not that Porter, not Darius Porter, the third round pick. The hold up, they still got it on here. So I'm like a dumbass, like I don't know what I'm talking about. Fuck did it go? Bear with me, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Alright, it's not coming up. Fuck my life. Alright, I think this is it. Alright, where the hell is his name at? Damn it, it's not on this list. Alright, well, he wasn't a UDFA. He was brought in as to the rookie camp or whatever. But I know who you're talking about, and Darian Porter. And yes, I think he's definitely a starter day one, in my opinion. But there's another kid that they just brought in for the fucking top 30s. Oh, wait, here we go. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. The sound of silence. Las Vegas Raiders. Fuck, it's not on here either. Alright, man. Well, I'll figure that shit out. Oh, wait. Maybe it's down here. Fuck. Maybe his last name's not Porter. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out. Eric Stokes is real nice. Darian Porter will be awesome in the slot corner position. Man, with his size, and have you seen his hip? Like, bro, his hip rotation is nasty. His ability to track the ball is also nasty. I'm talking about Darian Porter. Him and Stokes are gonna have a battle. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. Which, I mean, it would be a big surprise, right? If you put the veteran inside on the slot, Eric Stokes, and go, rock with them young dudes on the outside, I would be here for it. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. Jacorian Bennett. Maybe they move Jacorian to the inside, test him out there. Like, he did well on the outside. He was, not a shutdown corner. I think his QBR rating against was like 44.6. So Jacorian was good in press man. I didn't see him being great when it came to coming up and stopping the run or tackling. It didn't look like he really. Some plays looked like he was lost in cover 3, in certain spots, or maybe it just was the guy behind him made him look bad. I don't really know. But from what I've seen on film, I'm I know Jacorian's gonna get better. The injury kind of slowed him down. That shit scares the shit out of me. But maybe they move him inside. Take the pressure off of him. You got Stokes on the outside. I think Darian Porter already is better than Jacorian Bennett, in my opinion. Like, and I know he was a receiver. He hasn't even played the position long. But really, if you watch the tape, man, this kid, this kid is freakishly good for not, playing the position his whole life, bro. The kid is nasty, and the upside is is freakish. When you got a kid that's been a receiver that knows routes, standing back there in a cover three, and you're just staring at at the positioning of the receivers. You know what's coming if you do your homework. Like, I see this kid having a very, very, very surprising big year for he's gonna surprise the shit out of people if he gets on the field and become if he's a starter and he's on the field 80-90% of the snaps, which, I mean, come on, he's could be the best corner we have from day one. And I know Eric Stokes is a damn good corner. He's a former first round pick. He still runs in a 4-3, maybe 4-4s. Coming off the injuries and shit, the dude can't stay healthy. Like, I know we're taking a shot and a swing at him, but if he can't, stay healthy, or if they just feel Darian Porter is better, like, the kid is younger, he's faster. Stokes cannot play inside. That would be a liability. Well, then no Stokes on the inside. Porter also has to beat out DCam, who is a dog. Look, I like DCam too, but he's gonna have to show a big, big jump from last year, man. This kid, how far is that lagging? Weird. That kid was thrown into the fire. It looked like he was lost sometimes out there. I liked his aggressiveness when it comes to tackling, coming up and make the plays on guys that wasn't his guy. We have a lot of good ass corners, and you know, I think Stokes and Porter, their height is what's gonna set them apart, right? Their height and their speed. Um, but I don't know, man. I don't know if Stokes can't play the inside. I mean, shit, Hobbs did it, right? He's faster than Hobbs. He's not as aggressive or as physical, but who do we got that's physical enough to play that slot guy? Don't forget Chin's gonna be up there in the box too a lot of times playing that other cat also. What I miss? What I miss? What I miss? Um, Tyree Wilson is a beast on the inside in the NASCAR defense. Yeah, that would be scary. That would be scary. Kuntz, Wilkins, Wilson, Wilkins, Crosby, NASCAR package. I don't know if Wilson's fast enough for a NASCAR package. I mean, if you're gonna run the NASCAR package, just throw Jaw Joyner in there. Like, the dude's way faster, has better technique, I think, already than Tyree Wilson. No knock again on Tyree Wilson, um, but bro, we can run a NASCAR package with Wilson. We could run it with like I said, with Joyner. You could also throw, Adam Butler in there, like JJ Pegas. Like, that dude is fast enough and strong enough to play fullback. Man, this defensive line is gonna be it's gonna be a handful for a lot of people. Um, Darian Porter is a straight ace for sure. He can be cornerback two and compete for cornerback one. Yeah, I'm talking about the third rounder. Eric Stokes is real nice though. Darian Porter would be awesome in the slot because of his elite hip movement. I think Porter's gonna. Yeah, I agree. He's gonna be awesome in the slot. He's gonna be that kid. I think is gonna be a star wherever they put him. Man, he just has star potential all over him. Like when you hear the kid speak, his knowledge of the game, just his character, the way he carries himself. You can see his workout, his work ethic, like you know, and again, having that ability of being able to, play on the offense and know offensive schemes and, formations and sets, it's going to help this kid a lot in the NFL, I believe. I'm putting money on the Raiders winning more than 6.5 games. Glad Raider. I don't want to encourage nobody to bet because, damn. But to me, I'm putting my money on that shit too, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. 6.5 just and I know last year I might have said the same thing. Possibly could have, maybe. Um there was a feeling last year, right? There was a good feeling. There was a good vibe. We all had that, sipping the Kool-Aid. Some people didn't buy in. A lot, thought it couldn't be worse than the Dick Daniels regime, um, than the shit before. Is that emojis flying on my screen? Did it work? That'd be cool. Um, but man, the horrible offensive play just bit us in the ass. We only won 4 games. Me personally, I was absolutely shocked, even with Gardner as the quarterback, that we only won 4 games. Like I did not see that shit coming at all. But this year is not even close compared to the hype of last year. I mean, there was crazy shit. People saying undefeated, all kinds of shit last year. Um, this year, people are taking a little step back, but I know deep down in their heart, y'all can feel the vibe in the nation, bro. You can feel that shit in the air. This team is really gonna surprise some people. Tomorrow, like I said, we'll break down roster, but we'll also break down the schedule. Now, of course, we won't know for a couple days exactly what dates we play who or where or when, but we do know home games, away games, and who our opponents will be. We just don't know the time and dates or the days. So we'll break that shit down tomorrow. We'll try to figure it out. Um, but yeah, putting money on 6.5 to me is, I mean, come on, bro. If you got money and you slap a hundy on it, shit, that's a hundy I'm willing to risk, especially this year, man. Porter will be outside and Stokes will be the slot. Um, I hope so. I hope so. I'm just saying that we have not had a dominant shutdown corner since Asamoah. So, come on, bro. Like, okay, we had Casey Hayward for 1 year, who I think was the best corner in the NFL that year. I know he didn't have a bunch of turnovers, but he only gave up like 7 catches all year, if I'm correct. Um, the dude was a lights out shutdown corner. Casey Hayward was, I don't know why we ever. I guess he didn't fit the system of the next regime, but you know what I'm saying, bro. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've had a shutdown, lockdown corner with size and speed that can do it all. And I believe Darian Porter is that guy. Now, is he ready to be that guy and take that role full time? I I don't know. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. The the limited amount of reps he's had at the position, at the corner position, probably not ready to take that jump right away in the NFL and be that guy right off. So yeah, slot is definitely, in my opinion, the best spot for him. But man, I just see, and you could be a shutdown slot corner, you know, a Pro Bowl type caliber dude that locks down the middle. But I just feel we need that height, that speed, the recovery speed, the ball awareness, all that shit, covering the best receivers on every team. And I just feel like it's not long before he's our number one corner on this roster. And that's just my opinion. I know he's got work to do. I know he's got to fight for it. Like, DCam's not going to give that shit up. Jacorian Bennett's not going to give up that number one spot. But when you look at the history of Pete Carroll, his defenses, his style of defenses, his style of corners, Darian Porter just fits it all. It just fits everything he's trying to do, everything he's done in the past, everything he talks about doing, in my opinion. So, yeah, inside is probably the best position for him. And maybe he locks that shit down and he's that dude for 10, 15 years to come. I wish that on him and the nation for sure. But I just hope he does, become that outside lockdown dude. And it would be nice to have DCam, him, and Jacorian, or Eric Stokes. But y'all say Eric Stokes can't play in the slot. I don't know. You might be right. Stokes has already played inside. That's why they got him. And what? Stokes has already played inside. That's why they got him and not re-sign Hobbs. I don't know. Time will tell, but right now I got Jacorian Bennett, Darian Porter outside, and Stokes will be in the slot, in my opinion. See, so you have it. I don't know. Whatever it goes, however it goes. We definitely added more speed, as my guy Robert Penna said. We definitely added more length. Speed, length, depending on who you ask, what mission you're on, kind of go together, right? Some things they might not go together. Speed and length in the NFL at the corner position, at the receiver position, is invaluable, and we have a lot of it now. Like, we have guys that can stretch the field on offense. We have guys that can shut down the field on defense. And yes, they're young, and I'm not, saying it's gonna be the next Eric Sherman or Richard Sherman. Did I say Eric Sherman? The next Richard Sherman. Give it time. He is in a Pete Carroll system, so that's not far away. Could be very, very close. But whatever they decide to go, and we could be wrong, right? Eric Stokes has not shown that he could stay healthy through a full season in the NFL, and that might be a downfall. You might be trying to go too hard with these young ass kids to show you want that spot. But I said it as soon as we signed him. I thought Eric Stokes was gonna be the outside corner, corner number 2, and possibly could be corner number 1. Depending on how the offseason went, how the preseason goes. But we shall see, right? We shall see. I'm here for it. I'm good either way. I'll take all 3 of those guys, or whoever they decide. It might not be any of those guys. It might be Porter, Jacorian might be at the slot, and Eric Stokes might not even get on the field. One of these young guys, like Harmon, or one of these cats. I don't know why I keep putting my hand in front of the damn camera. Sorry. I gotta scroll through the shit. I keep forgetting. But yeah, one of these cats might, come up and have one of those breakout years and put everybody's ass on the bench. Which I hope that happens too, because then that just gives us more players. Raider Nation 510, that's true, but I can see Richardson in the slot. Yeah. Crazy part is they all run a 4.3 or under 4. That is that's the crazy and the best part, right? When can you say the last time the Raiders have had a backfield where you have not only one, but I do believe two safeties, right? Two safeties that run in the 4.4s or 4.3s, and then you have what, three or four corners now that run in the 4.3s or low 4.4s. Bro, it's I can't even remember. I don't think we've ever had a backfield this fast. Like, I know we've always had fast ass receivers. We've always had shut down corner guys. I mean, not always, but we've had a lot. But fast, corners that can cover, that can play zone, that can play bump and run, that can play man. It's been a long time coming, bro. Been a long time. Our corners can definitely benefit if we trade for Ramsey too. Look, I'm not against that at all. He wants to be a Raider, and the young corners will learn from the best in the game. Facts. Yeah, LVR is always posting about Ramsey on IG. Y'all go check him out. Go follow my guy on LVR if you don't already on Instagram. Always posting fire ass takes, some bomb ass videos, pictures, images, shit. So y'all go like him, give him a like and follow. LVR, I thought you were a mod, so you could post your shit in here, but if Panic will find it, if he's still here, I'd appreciate it. So what else we got? We got corners. I really think. Let me see if I can put this up here without fucking everything up. A guy that we haven't talked about. We talked about Thornton, but we really haven't talked about Zaire Franklin, right? The Illinois receiver that can also be a punt returner, kick returner type guy, special teams type guy, a speedster, damn good route runner, good acceleration after the catch, quick get off. Could definitely be one of those guys that Trey Tucker might not like so much. You know what I mean? And again, I keep going back to Trey Tucker because he's going on his third or fourth year. I believe third year. Going on his third year with a bunch of different systems, a bunch of different coaches. I know he needs a shot, but man, when you got guys undrafted free agents like Zaire Franklin in the building, and then you drafted guys like Jack Beck and Dante Thornton, and you got Jacoby Myers already in the building. I mean, it's gonna be rough sailing, bro. It's gonna be rough sailing. And another guy, mini camp invites that I want to talk about that I forgot to mention yesterday is my guy out of Utah, Dorian Singer. Another freakishly athletic receiver that could really push a lot of people and step on a lot of people's toes in this camp. Given the opportunity now, it's going to be hard when you're 10th, 11th man, 12th man on the depth chart. But at a receiver, right? At a receiver position, you're going to get reps. You're going to get reps on the practice squad. You're going to get reps on the starting squad. You're going to get reps all over in camp. In preseason, you're going to have a chance to show you could be that guy or you deserve to be that guy. And I think Dorian Singer is gonna impress some people and then shock the shit out of some guys also. This dude can catch. Like, he catches with his hands, always has great hand to eye coordination. You don't see him drop many. I didn't, at least on tape. I watched one full game. I'm not gonna say I watched all his games. Highlights. I love the way he goes and gets the ball. Like, he doesn't wait for the ball to come to him. Um, I think this dude has a lot of potential. I think he has a lot of potential. I like the way he runs routes. He's definitely twitchy. Um, and another big guy, right? Go check out his combine workouts and drills. Like, another guy that really could put some pressure on some of these cats. I don't know. I can't find somebody else I want to talk about. I don't know who the fuck it was. I have a better list tomorrow. Oh, also, shout out, if I didn't say it yesterday, to my woo pig suey hog, Hudson Clark, bro. Hudson Clark, UDFA signing for the Raiders. Now, he has his work cut out for him, like, definitely. But what he does have going for him is, we've heard this regime talk about how they like to bring in cats that stuck with the same regime or stuck with the same team in college, that didn't jump around. You know, I think he was there 5 years in Arkansas with two different head coaches, three different defensive coordinators. I believe he played some special teams. You know, not a lot of production, 3 interceptions, but the dude has that Pete Carroll size. He's pretty damn athletic. Now, if he makes the team, it's definitely going to be special teams or something like that. He's a pretty solid tackler. Needs to work on wrapping dudes up. I was always pissed off watching Arkansas games. I'm like, damn, bro, just like wrap those big ass, long ass arms around somebody. I don't know why the fuck these dudes are all getting away from you. But nah, he's a pretty sure tackler. Just needs to put on some pounds. He likes to launch his body into people like a missile. He's just not heavy enough to always win those battles, in my opinion. But shout out to my boy Hudson Clark, man. I hope this kid, makes the practice squad, because I don't see him making the roster with the safeties we have. I don't see any of these safeties really, UDFA cats, really making this roster. We got another Air Force cat that played with Trey Taylor. I do believe in Gamby Goff. I just don't see him being better than Trey Taylor. In my opinion, I think Trey Taylor wins over that spot all day. But Hudson Clark, man, it would be great to see my Arkansas boy, show up and show out in camp and make some noise, and maybe make the practice squad and have a chance maybe down the road to make this roster. If anybody could make this kid better, it's definitely Pete Carroll. Facts. I posted about Ramsey on IG. I already got that. Why do I keep putting my hand up there? Jesus. We need more depth at tight end. Michael Mayer is not cutting it? What? Come on now. Hot take of the night. Why is my Michael Mayer not cutting it? I know his production is not second round. He did miss 4-6 games or whatever. With the issues that he had. I don't know what the issues were. Again, I don't want to talk on him. He did miss those games. But they did bring in Brock Bowers, which killed his production this year. And then the year before that, when AOC was in the game, the dude was killing it. Go back and watch film of the starts with Aiden O'Connell last year. Not much last year, but the year before. That was one of his, security blankets. He didn't get as many reps as I thought he was gonna get. But when Aiden had to go somewhere with the ball, it was always Michael Mayer, and his blocking ability, his ability to put him at fullback. Yes, he's definitely too slow, but we can use that guy in so many ways. Like I think they're gonna run a lot of 12 personnel like they did the year before, in my opinion. That's just what I see from Chip Kelly. I mean, when you have those two big ass dudes, and you have a Ashton Genty back there, you know, I don't see why you wouldn't run 12 personnel, especially with all the talk of our offensive line not being the greatest offensive line when it comes to blocking. You have trouble with Jordan Meredith. Um, I guess not Meredith, but Dylan Parham, even DJ Glaze, even JPJ, bro, running up the middle behind JPJ because the guards next to him couldn't do their job. So we had problems running the football. And I think in those jumbo 12 personnel packages with Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers is going to help Ashton Genty. It's going to help Geno Smith. So I think Michael Mayer is a lot more valuable than people think. I know he's slow. I know he doesn't have the production or, the catches. But if we use him properly in the red zone, this man is going to be a force to be reckoned with. He has crazy jumping ability for 260 something pounds, 260. Like the man's a damn monster when it comes to blocking, when it comes to short yardage, yards after the catch, running people over, putting people out of the game. Like I seen him lower his shoulder a couple times last year, and those dudes had to go to the sideline for a little bit. So I don't know. I believe Michael Mayer, he does the small things. He's like the Jacoby Meyer of the tight end, in my opinion. Like he does, he can block. You can move him around in the backfield. You can move him in formations to keep the defensive guessing. And again, a lot of 12 personnel. I believe running the ball with Ashton Genty, it's going to be a lot of 12 personnel. A lot more than we think. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. Ideal thing would happen to have Bennett, Richardson, and Porter as our three starters, purely because they win the job, and Stokes is QB4. I mean, DeCamarion, DCam was a 4th round pick. Eric Stokes was a 1st overall pick in the NFL. Now, I know he hasn't played up to that potential, but again, if we're going to go that route, with a Tyree Wilson, sometimes cats take, 2-3 years to adapt. And then his injuries kind of like Lonnie Johnson, another fast ass, big ass safety that we haven't even talked about him yet. And Trey Taylor, we'll get into that. But yeah, I think I don't know. I'd rather see the veteran out there than DCam. I think he has a little bit of work to do. If he can take that big jump this year, then fuck, I'm here for it, bro. I'm all here for it. I want to see the best players on the field. I don't care about the name on the back of the jersey or the number. I care about who's making plays that I can yell and scream, Raiders! Sorry, just people are sleeping. That's what I want. As many times as a game as I can scream Raiders, that's what I want. But yeah, I'm down with that too. If DCam wins that job, bro, I'm 100% here for it. I've stuck up for that kid a lot last year, and a lot of people were saying, man, get this kid out of there. But dude, 4th round pick, shouldn't have been out there near as much as he was. But with injuries, bad play, guys not willing to tackle, he kind of played way more than he should have. And then, not to mention, we're forgetting the fact, or at least maybe some people are. I forgot the fact that he missed like the first 7 games or 8 games of the season with a hip injury. I believe it was a hip injury. Maybe I'm wrong. Look it up, but I do believe. Oh shit! I gotta come over here for that. But I do believe he was on injured reserve for a little bit in the beginning of the season. So that that's gonna definitely hinder his progress. Um, learning the speed of the NFL. So for as well as he played, with that factor that he was injured and missed a whole bunch of practice and camp. I think he missed, camp, preseason. He didn't get much play, and then when he had to play, it was a lot way too fast. So if he does take that jump, bro, like I said, here for it 100%. We have Michael Mayer not cutting it. Yeah, I guess we brought in a couple of tight ends. We also brought in Carter Runyon. We also brought in Pat Conroy at an Old Dominion tight end. I think they brought in Jake Roberts, a tight end out of Oklahoma. So yeah, they maybe they're not happy with Mayer. Maybe you're right. But if that was the case, I would have thought they would have tried. If they're not gonna rock with that kid, they probably should have traded him. For the draft and maybe got some kind of pick, whatever it is, fourth round, something somewhere in there. Um, but yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to use him much as a pass catching tight end. I think that's more of a Brock Bowers show, in my opinion. He's gonna be more of that pass catcher. Mayer's just a blocker, a decoy, which definitely we're gonna need with Genty, in my opinion. And as far as Trey Taylor, man, I was very, very upset with the fact that he didn't get on the field. I know he had the knee injury, or they say he had the knee injury. I don't know if he really did have a knee injury. I mean, fuck, who knows? We do know that he had the whole Kermit the Frog puppet thing. I'm Kermit the Frog, and I'm the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, we all know he called Kermit Mahomo a little bitch. And then he didn't get much practice time after that. So I think that hurt him a little bit with the coaching staff we had. Definitely wasn't in his favor. So yeah, I want to see what Trey Taylor has. The kid is built to play safety. Um, just chiseled out of granite, like solid as hell. Um, if you haven't already and you didn't watch, go back and watch some of this kid's college tape at Air Force. When he hits guys, it just makes you say, "Oh, oh!" Like every time he was hitting, I was like, "Damn, I'd hate to be the dude on the other side." Caused a lot of fumbles, to smacking the shit out of people, and I really wanted to see what he would do last year, but he didn't get no burn, got no playtime, and that's another guy that is, man, I said it last year that it was going to be very, very hard for the Raiders to come up with a 53-man roster and also, which 18 guys were going to be practice squad guys. But holy shit, bro, this year it's even way worse in my opinion. Like, I know there's not a bunch of big names or a bunch of names that people recognize, and I know they didn't kill it in free agency according to some people, but to me, I think they murdered it in free agency with the little amount of money we spent and the holes we filled to keep this ship afloat. And, you know, shit, not only is it afloat, but now we got some wheels. We got a big ass motor in the back to speed this ship up. So, man, again, I'm here for it. Trey Taylor got work to do. Isaiah Powell Mao even has work to do. So the Raiders roster by position. Yeah, that one, I think. So make sure I'm not forgetting no cats' names because I don't know everybody's name on the roster right now. But I'm gonna get off here in a minute. I just want to count. So right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I was wrong. It's not 11, it's 12. 12 receivers. We have Colin Johnson, which my guy, 5'10", I do believe, mentioned Colin Johnson, right? That's your boy you play basketball with or something? Cause or somebody said that. Tommy Malott. This kid, I can't wait to see what he does, right? If you're watching this film as a quarterback, I kind of want to see what he does at quarterback for the Raiders. I mean, if the kid could pass, like, what? Don't put him at receiver. Like, shit. Groom him at quarterback. I've never seen a quarterback hurdling people like this dude did. Making people miss is seems to be his specialty. So I want to see what he has with the ball in his hand. Like, the kid's a freak of nature, but we have Christian Wilkerson. We talked about that. Jeff Foreman, which I do believe broke his leg or some shit. Got injured last year. They didn't cut him. They kept him on the team. I think there was talks about he looked pretty good and was impressing a lot of people in the preseason and camp before he got injured last year. Trey Tucker, number 1. Did he change his number to number 1? Was he number 1 before? I don't know. Besides the point. Colin Johnson, like we talked about, Tommy Malott, Dante Thornton, Jacoby Myers, Jack Beck, Kyle Phillips is a guy that we have not talked about. And I do believe that was a Chip Kelly pick, right? Didn't he play with Chip Kelly at UCLA? I don't know. I could be wrong. Could be talking out my ass. But I do believe that was a Chip Kelly pickup. Kyle Phillips. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alex Bachman, we talked about him. He was on the squad last year. Cedric Jackson. I don't know shit about Cedric Jackson. I'd be absolutely lying to you bald-facedly if I said I knew shit about Cedric Jackson. I know he wears number 4, according to this. That's all I can say. PFF grades. Come on, bitch. I pay for that. Fuck you. Alright, we'll have to go to that tomorrow. But, yeah. So, we have some receivers. Not a bunch of big name receivers. Like, not too many people have heard of Kyle Phillips or Alex Bachman, unless you're a Raider fan. Cedric Jackson. Let me know if y'all have heard of Cedric Jackson. Malik Williams can beat out one of the QBs. Watch out for him. The UNLV boy, that quarterback. That would be nice. That kid's athletic as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. Like, shit, I'm here for that too. If anything, put him on the practice squad. Let him compete against this, first string defense. Shit, get your feet wet. Get your feet wet in the mud. Running backs. We still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I do believe, I could be wrong. I think Chris Collier was let go. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think he was let go. So if he was or wasn't, it's Chris Collier, Samir White, Raheem Mostert, my guy Dylan Labe, Ashton Genty, and Sincere McCormick. Now, I don't see us keeping more than 4 running backs, and one will probably be on the practice squad. but I could be wrong. They could go 4 running backs and keep 2 on a damn practice squad, or 1. I don't know. Um, my guy says Kyle Phillips can make the roster as a special teams kick returner or punt returner. Is he better? I gotta watch some more film on this kid. Is he better than Labe? Because I think Labe, shit, didn't he have a 50-yard return last year? Like, he had a pretty damn good return. He didn't get much reps, back there, but I think Dylan Labe could carry the ball pretty good. I think Alex Bachman is another only guy that ran kick returns last year. Uh, so yeah, I hope the dude. I hope he's explosive. I hope he can run some big ass 100-yard kick returns, because I can't even remember the last time the Raiders ran a kick return for a touchdown. Anybody in the chat know? 7 rocking with me. Appreciate the 7 rocking with me this late. Fuck, it's 1:12. Been on almost 2 hours. I might jump off, but I appreciate the shit out of y'all. But somebody can pop that answer if y'all know. When was the last time the Raiders ran back a kickoff or a punt return, either or, for a touchdown, and who was that player? If y'all know. Don't Google it. That's cheating. Come on, man. Don't Google it. Tight end wise, so my guy 510 said, go ahead and cut Michael Mayer because we're stacked at tight end. So tight end, we have Michael Mayer, Justin Shorter, Qadir Ismail. I don't know how to say dude's first name. And Ian Thomas and Brock Bowers. Now, Justin Shorter, I don't see why they would get rid of this kid. I thought he looked pretty good blocking last year. I think they only threw him a couple passes. But he was a former wide receiver. Another big guy that I would like to see, what this kid has under the right leadership, the right coaching staff, the right system, put in the right spot, all makes a huge, huge difference in the NFL. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tight ends. We brought in 2 UDFAs, and I do believe 1 tight end for the rookie minicamp. I think we brought in like 12 guys for rookie minicamp, which is absolutely insane. Somebody's got to pop off on there. I'm just saying. Somebody's going to stand out in that shit. And corner-wise, I wanted to look at corner since we was talking about it. We also have Kai Blue Kelly. I forgot about Kai Blue Kelly and Sam Webb. Now, Sam Webb, bro, don't sleep on Sam Webb. He's shown signs of improvement the last 2 years. He's a decent-sized corner. I think they had him more at the nickel. More as a nickel. But under the right coaching, again, like, don't forget who our cornerback coach is. Just remember that. And if you don't know, man, go do your homework. Go look it up. Jeez. But MR is going to kill it with these young kids, I'm telling you. And Kai Blue Kelly, they took a chance on him. The last regime. And there's a reason he's still around. They seen shit they like from this kid. So, I want to see what it is. He didn't get on the field very much last year. Towards the end of the season, he kind of got a little bit of burn. But let's see what the kid has, bro. Let's put him, put him in some situations in camp, in the preseason. I want to see what he has. I want to see what Webb has. But we have Jacorian, we have Porter, we have DCam, Eric Stokes. It's going to be a battle, bro. It's going to be a battle. And there's also 2 more corners that they brought in, UDFAs. They're not on this list. My guy says John Humphrey, a sleeper at corner. Is that the that's the kid we brought in for the rookie mini camp, right? Right. Or was he UDFA? Now I gotta go look. Damn it. Um. Oh, USC boy. Ah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, USC kid. Yeah. I'm not sleeping on any of these USC kids for sure. You know, when it comes to ties in the NFL, it's a big thing, right? Um, it's a lot about who you know. Now I know you got to perform. Uh, what's good? Appreciate you unleashing addiction for the gift. Nice. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the Raider Unleashed family. But yeah, that kid, John Humphreys. Damn, why did it take so late to come up on there? That's weird. But at least it made the sound, right? I'm impressed with that. But yeah, John Humphreys, out of USC. This kid Mello Dotson, bro. I'm telling you. Hell yeah. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Um Slamming Sammy Joe, Carlos, my boy got Dixon Cider, D Mokes, Raider Mac. Welcome to the Unleashed family, yo. Appreciate y'all pulling up. And shout out to Unleashing Addiction for bringing y'all to the family. Sorry, I'm studying right now. I want to show some love. Well, appreciate you showing love. Definitely means a lot. Definitely means a lot. But yeah, man, this kid out of Kansas. I gotta get on this fucking Discord so I can show more videos. Man, this kid out of Kansas is a not even a sleeper. Like I don't really know how the kid went undrafted. What else do you give? So watch out for Mello Dotson, man. Another like I said earlier, just small, crafty, that kind of a Meek Robinson style, where dudes constantly hit you in the mouth. He can tackle. He's gonna wrap up. And again, some of these guys that didn't get drafted, like Grady Vance, another USC guy, Mello Dotson, John Humphreys, um, Jordan Taylor out of James Madison. Don't sleep on that kid either. Like, there's a reason they're bringing these kids in. If Pete Carroll sees something in these kids that's teachable, believe me, they're gonna be around. They're gonna be around, which means somebody's got to go. So who's it? Who is it? Who's gonna go? Let me know in the comments. Who's gonna get the boot out of all these cats? Who else? My guy talked about Malik Williams, the QB out of UNLV. You ever give me stats on him? Let's see what they got to say. Bro, I lived most of my life in Vegas. If y'all don't know, born in Cali. Most of my time in Vegas, 20 plus years. So I'm rooting for any UNLV kid, any Arkansas kid that can make the roster. I'm 100% down for. However, he gonna have to do some shit, bro. Taman's gonna have to he's gonna have to bust out for sure, because there's a lot of people in the building, whether the fans, people in the chat do or not. There's a lot of people that still believe in this kid, Aiden O'Connell. There's still a lot of people in the building that love Aiden O'Connell. So not only do you have to beat out Aiden O'Connell, but now Cam Miller in the building, and word on the street is, that's a Tom Brady pick. That was a pick that Tom Brady wanted. He stayed away from the draft. He wasn't involved. He was on the phone. But word on the street is he made it very clear that was the dude he wanted, not Shador. Um, Stay tuned for that video or live. I'm trying to decide whether I want people commenting when I break down that shit, or if I just want to make a video on it and let y'all go wild in the chat on your own. I don't know. But when I figure it out and get it all together, I'm gonna break that shit down. But there's a lot of funny shit in the whole Shador Sanders. With him wearing number 12. If y'all don't know, now you know. Shador Sanders, trained by Tom Brady, doesn't get drafted by Tom Brady, but wears his number. We're going to have to go more in depth to that on another time. It might be a 3-hour show for sure. Humphrey's got long arms and had lots of strip fumbles in college. Malik Williams is really bright. Watch his interviews. That's the thing with this regime is you might not know a lot of these cats that they brought in, like Jalen Walker out of Indiana. Like, these aren't, not the Jalen Walker that everybody was talking about, going in the top 10. Not that kid out of Georgia. But the different Jalen Walker, linebacker out of Indiana. Like, these kids are all love football more than the other guys they interviewed. I guarantee you. Like, we've heard Spytek talk about it. We've heard over his career Tom Brady talk about it. We've heard Pete Carroll talk about it. Chip Kelly talk about it when he was a head coach, when he was head coach at USC, constantly talking about, football players, intelligent football players that study the game, that know the game, that love Jalen Walker. Yeah, see, these kids they're not big household names. They're a lot of small school guys that, got it out the mud, right? They weren't handed shit. They weren't given shit. They weren't 5-star recruits. They didn't get $6.5 million, to take their team to a bowl game. They're just, those blue collar, hard hat, hard working dudes that love the game and study the game, right? Know their history, know their assignment, but know not only their assignment, but are willing to go in depth in the playbook to know the guy next to him, know the guy in front of him, know the guy behind him's assignment. And when you have guys like that on the field, all working on the same goal, that's how Super Bowls are won, bro. And if you look at Tampa Bay when they won the Super Bowl, other than Tom Brady, Chris Godwin, Evans, there's not too many stars, right? Winfield in the backfield, like it's not a bunch of standout big name guys. A bunch of those guys were UDFAs, were 6th round picks, were 5th round picks, that the guys in the building knew what to look for, knew how to put guys together, that would form their vision of what they thought an NFL team that could compete for a Super Bowl look like. And Spytek's done it. He's been on the Broncos when they done it. He's been in Tampa Bay when they done it. He's worked for Philly, who is now killing it. Like, these guys have been around for a long time. And if you look at even the Patriots team, like, name me 3 receivers on the Patriots Super Bowl winning team, on any Super Bowl winning team for the Patriots, right? Name me 5 of their offensive linemen. Name me their running back or name me 2 running backs on any Patriots Super Bowl winning team. Like, they're not big household names. These are guys that were slept on, that were passed over, that had chips on their shoulders, that were smart football players, maybe not the fastest, maybe not the strongest, maybe not the most athletic, but they had heart, right? They had character. They would run through a brick wall for their teammate. They would die for the dude next to him. And those are the dudes I see us bringing in the fucking building. And again, that's how championships are won. You bring all these guys. You don't have to have a roster full of $80 million men, of $50 million men. You can have big name guys at key positions, running back, receiver, tight end, quarterback, defensive end, a shutdown corner, that big dog safety. If you got one of those dudes at every position, which I believe we have right now, and role players that can fill that role when they need to in big time positions, which that's the question. Do we have guys in this young roster that can step up when they need to in big time positions, when it's on the line, short and one, red zone, goal line positions, 2 minutes left on the clock, up by 3? Do we have guys in the building that can step up in those moments and make plays? I believe we do. I believe those are kind of guys they are bringing in. And again, this regime is going to have a hell of a time picking out who makes this team and who doesn't, because again, you get 53. Is it 53 with the international player? I don't know. But anyways, you get 53 and then 18 on the practice squad. That's not a lot of guys, right? That's not a lot of guys. And I think there's a bunch of diamonds in the rough that they've brought in just in this list. And the guys that aren't even UDFAs, are guys that are signings and then mini camp invites. There's guys that are hungry. There's guys that didn't get drafted, that have chip on their shoulders, that want that spot. I can see Walker taking White's roster spot. I'm shit. I'm here for it, bro. I'm here for it. If you can beat out Devin White and you're a UDFA, I mean, come on, dude. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Um, really hope Amari Ferrari gets the green dot this year. If he gets the green dot, I mean, it goes without saying he earned that shit, right? Second year player, didn't get enough burn in my opinion. Did okay on special teams, wasn't great, wasn't nothing spectacular. Didn't get no special teams player of the player of the week shit, or no awards or nothing, but did his job. Just, I thought should have got more burn. Whether it was outside linebacker, fucking even middle linebacker. The game against the 49ers in preseason, when they played him at Mike, I thought he played his ass off. That's the best I've seen Amari Gainer play. I went back and watched that film, went back and watched his college film. That dude was on fire at Mike linebacker, and I thought the last regime, probably would have seen something in that shit and let the kid just fucking cook back there. But they didn't put him in the middle. They didn't put him on the outside. They put him at defensive end. Like, come on, man. You put him on the edge. You're lining up on the line at the edge. If you're gonna put him on the line, at least put him off the line, so you can be that outside linebacker, type rusher. But they didn't use him that way. It's a new regime. It's a way more talented staff, and I think this kid has every opportunity to really be that guy. Now, green dot, I hope, I sure the hell hope so, because if we can get a linebacker with his athleticism, not the greatest in cover, but he's better than what we had last year. Anybody, and gets better. The dude is fast. I've seen him look decent in coverage, right? I mean, come on, Kaylavon Chason got an interception last year covering guys. So, dude, I want to see Amari Gainer come out and take that next step and be that guy. I think that dude is blessed talent wise. He's a humble ass dude that puts in that work. You constantly see him, posting on X and on Instagram, out there grinding and shit. So yeah, I want to see Amari Gainer take that jump for sure. But like you said, Jalen Walker out of Indiana. Um, who else they got? Matt Jones. Matt Jones out of Baylor. I don't know much about that kid. But competition, right? We got competition. Competition, competition, competition. So you can't ask for more than that. You can't ask for more than that. We're stealing head guys that have been in regimes for 24 years and poaching them over here to the Raiders. And that's the Spytek effect. Um, Maybe a lot of us were wrong. I'm going to end with this. I heard all the talk about Brady this, Brady that. Brady's running shit. And I said, Brady has too much on his plate. Brady owns too many businesses. He has his NIL shit. He has Fox. The man is a busy, busy man. Now, he's going to have his say. He's going to have a phone that he can on speed dial anytime he's got anything to say. But for him training guys, being in the building, as far as that shit goes, I told y'all he wasn't going to have all that on his plate. And that's where Spytek comes in. And I'm fucking absolutely tickled pink that he decided to hire Spytek. Bro, this dude, I cannot say enough about. He has done nothing but kill it in every decision he has made. And I can't think of one he hasn't. Every decision the dude has made, I've been 110% behind. And that's hard to say. Like, for me to get behind anything that anybody does 110% is bigger than you know. So, I think this dude is what the Raiders have needed for a long time. And man, shout out to Spytek. Shout out to Mark Davis for realizing that you don't know everything there is to know to run a franchise and an organization, and you didn't know enough about running a franchise or an organization to know the people in the building were not there to help you like you thought, or weren't doing the job that you thought they were supposed to do for this organization. So, shout out for bringing the people in that did realize that, to seen the flaws in the building, that seen some of these guys, were way too comfortable in positions that weren't doing shit. And bye bye. Peace out. So, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me this late. I gotta go. It's late. Love y'all. Much love. Tomorrow, roster shit, and I don't know what else. Oh, I gotta find some tape. So I guess I'm just gonna make videos, break down some of these players. I'll try to break down each one of the draft picks, and go from there. But again, much love. Peace out. Love y'all. Raiders. Peace.